Bryan Best. I'm the new Schoharie County Administrator. So the Schoharie County Administrator is the county's chief budget officer and kind of chief operating officer. They are kind of in charge. I report to the Board of Supervisors, and I'm charged with them to kind of administer the county, if you will. So I believe there are 16 department heads that report to me. And I am meeting them one by one and learning about what the county does, and I'll be in charge of kind of managing.
So maybe it's too early for you to know this, but we can do this on our
Yeah.
But just give me an idea. How many county employees are there? What's the overall budget?
Oh, so my understanding is about 400 county employees. Some are part-time, most are full-time. The county budget's about $100 million. 22 million property taxes, maybe 25 million sales tax. The rest of it comes from state, federal taxes, or from fees. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I have the, I don't know if I brought the budget with me, but I have it. You see the breakdown, but it's 100 million, 400 employees.
All right. And so when did you begin?
I began last week. So what was that? It wasn't July 1st. It was June 30th, first day. So that it was a nice week to start because it was a 4-day week.
Sure.
But it's a lot. I guess the common analogy that I hear is like drinking from a fire hose. So I'm just trying to get as much water as I can, act as a sponge, trying to learn everything I can about not just the county operations, but just the county as a whole. I'm familiar with the county, but I'm not intimately familiar with the operations of every department of the county.
Any surprises so far?
I would say no, but it's so early. I feel like the surprises are probably lurking. But as of right now, no. Everyone's been great, super nice. It's really been a much better start than I thought. I was concerned I was going to get more thrown at me, but it's so far it's been a lot, but not overly whelming. Overwhelming.
Got it. So you've had an extensive career in legislative affairs and government operations, right?
Yeah.
What experiences do you think from your time in the state senate and the Albany County Legislature do you think will be applicable here to help you in this position?
I think for me, it's about finding efficiencies in where we can in government, and just I've been a part of organizations that have run, at least from an operational standpoint, pretty well. So I look forward to kind of bringing any sort of my operational know-how into this position. It's true I have a lot of legislative experience, which will no longer be quite as applicable, but I've served as an advisor to a lot of elected officials. That's basically all I've done since I've graduated, and now I'm going to be doing that to not just one elected official, but 16 supervisors. So that's certainly probably my strength. I would see as serving as a confidant for elected officials and kind of telling them, making sure that they know what's allowed, what's not allowed, what we can do, what we can't do, and kind of building that trust to just move Schoharie County forward.
So how did your academic background in public administration and political science shape your leadership approach with government?
So I got my Master's of Public Administration like 5 or 6 years ago from Rockefeller College. I guess it's probably more now. And that kind of diverted my attention. Before, it just was clear that I was working for elected officials, but then that kind of put me on a path to be more interested in kind of the operations of government, right? How do we deliver these services more efficiently? If there was kind of one thing that I learned in my MPA was all government has to do this, and it's not always easy, but you have to try to measure services. People, in my experience, people don't mind paying their taxes. They just want their taxes to go to programs that are managed well and are efficient, right? They don't want to see their taxpayer dollars wasted. They don't mind paying taxes, but they want to make sure that their tax money is being used in the best way. So, and one of the ways that us public managers can do that is by trying to track metrics, trying to, not just money, like how are we serving people? How many people are we serving? Are we serving them well or are we not? So that is something that I'm really interested in trying to implement where we can in the county.
So tell me, what about your, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
First year in this role, you have priorities? Can you give me maybe a top three? Have you thought it through yet?
I would say I have kind of two priorities, or even I would say directives from the board, and the two probably are, one would be professionalize the county as best I can, right? We just kind of update us into the modern age. We're hopefully rolling out the county's new website, hopefully at the end of the month. It's those kind of things we're just trying to professionalize and bring into the new age, how the county operates, and try to create efficiencies where we can. We have a new system that was just implemented that tracks all the county spending, and so there's been some kind of struggles getting everyone on board with that, but that is going to be one of my directives, is to get everyone onto this new budgeting software. And then I guess the second one is economic development. It's the buzzword, it's the word everyone's been talking about, and we have a lot of organizations in Schoharie County that work on it, and that's certainly going to be, year one of the things I would like to kind of really sink my teeth into, and seeing what we can do to improve economic development in Schoharie County.
Thanks. Are there specific areas of the county operations and services where you can see immediate needs? You mentioned the website. Are there others where you can just see right away you're going to be able to modernize or improve something? Or is it too early to tell you?
It's probably too early. I haven't even met with all the departments yet. There's maybe one or two that jump out at me, but it's so early I wouldn't even feel comfortable saying. I don't want to feel like this department needs work, and then I find out, well, actually they all need it. So I would say at this point it's a little too early.
Okay, sure. Let's talk about, how do you plan to build the collaboration and the relationships with the Board of Supervisors, the county staff, and even the broader community?
Yeah, no, that's key. That's, I would say, the absolute most important part of the job is building those relationships. And at first, for me, it's sitting down and meeting with everybody. I have a 90-day plan that I developed about and who I want to meet with. I want to meet with all the department heads. I want to meet with all the supervisors at their town halls or in their towns, and I want them to show me around. That's what I want to do. I want to build all those relationships. I just stopped by the Central Bridge has a farmer's market. I stopped by there, and the supervisor was kind enough to kind of show me around and introduce me to people. Right? To me, that's going to be the key, is going to these, just any event that there is, to try to go to and hopefully get myself out there and introduce myself. Just trying to meet as many people. And then going to every single meeting I can, whether it's the IDA board, it's SEEK, which is an economic development organization. Just try to go to as many meetings as possible to try to meet as many people, and just try to build relationships that way. And then, more long term, and by long term I mean like a couple months, I want to know everything there is to know about how the county works. I want to go on ride-alongs with the sheriff. I want to go out on calls with DSS workers, Department of Social Services. I want to be in the DMV and shadow a clerk for a day to understand. The DMV seems to me like a very highly used service in Schoharie County. So I want to supervise, see what they're doing all day. So I want to see. Maybe not what every single county employee is doing, but certainly I want to know what every single department is doing, and I want to see what their staff is doing and work with them and seeing, what can I do to make it easier for them to do their job and to do it more efficiently.
Let's talk about your leadership philosophy.
Okay.
Overall, how do you get people on board? You have 400 people, $100 million budget. It's a big amount.
Yeah. I guess my leadership philosophy is I've been fortunate and I've just had great bosses up to this point. So I've kind of learned from them, and it's a mix of trust. It's trust that the people that are working for me are going to be doing their job, and communication. It's constant communication, making sure everyone has what they need to do their job. I think those would be the two things. I'm not a micromanager. I'm not going to micromanage anybody. So that's the kind of philosophy. But there has to be trust. There has to be, people have to know. I have to trust that they are doing their job to the best of their ability. And if they're having an issue, they can come to me. They have to trust that they can come to me with the issue, and we'll resolve it together.
So Schoharie County is a tight-knit community. how do you plan to stay connected with the residents and ensure that their voices are heard when you're making decisions?
I think it's about going to community events as much as I can, whether it's a farmer's market, whether it's the fair, just trying to hit and get into the community as much as I can, but also listening to the Board of Supervisors. Really, like that's who's connected to the community. These are the guys who are on the ground, who are talking to the residents. So developing a good relationship, a great relationship with the Board of Supervisors, I think is also key to making sure we know what the county residents want.
Are there any outreach initiatives or public engagement strategies that you've already developed or you're excited to launch, maybe you've seen elsewhere?
I don't have any major outreach. I would very interested in doing more of a major outreach, whether it's like a listening town hall, going around to all the town halls or different events. But I wouldn't say as of right now I have that on the docket because I just want to get hold of what's going on in the county. But certainly more long term, I want to get out and meet as many of the residents and seeing what their concerns are as possible.
So what role do you see the county playing in regional development within the capital region?
Oh, it's huge. One of the pitches I made when I came on was, how do we improve Schoharie County? And one of the ways that I saw it was to encourage, some housing developments in the county, right? Like we know all about the housing shortage that New York is facing. And just in the whole capital region, right? Saratoga County is full. I mean, that seems like to me like that county is chock full of people. If you're working in the Albany area, now you're going to start looking where else maybe can I go. And to me, it seems like Schoharie County is a perfect place. We have 88 to 90. You can get into Albany really easy, really quickly. You have great communities out here, right? Like I work in the village of Schoharie. It's a cute little town, a cute little village, and it seems to me that's what people are starting to want to migrate toward, these little villages. They can walk in the downtown. So I think, we really should, at least from an economic development, look at housing and seeing what we can do to bring more people in, because that also then spurs businesses, right? Like if you see more people come in, now you can open more restaurants, more other shops where people can buy stuff. So it can have in my mind, a real snowball effect to kind of encourage growth.
My last planned question, what do you hope your legacy will be as the Schoharie County Administrator 5 or even 10 years from now?
Ooh. I guess if I had maybe one, it would be, and maybe this was already the case, but like I want the county employees to want to come to work. I'm not saying they're are jumping in their car in the morning like I can't wait to work, but I want there to be a certain amount of pride in coming to work for the county. What's great about the county, especially in a small, closely knit community is that you have all these county employees that are working and helping out their neighbors that they all know, right? This isn't like New York City where you go to work and you never know any of the people that you're helping. Here, when you work, you are helping your neighbors and friends. So I think there should be a real pride in that. And if there was maybe one thing I would like to, at my end of my tenure, is that that Schoharie County is a great place to work. That people want to work there, and the environment is really great to work.
Cool. Anything I didn't ask you, or any final thoughts?
No. I think you covered any thought that I had pretty well.